Well, Manhattan's DA, Alvin Bragg, yesterday defended his historic decision to have former President Donald Trump arrested and charged with 34 counts of falsifying business records.
I've been doing this for 24 years. I don't bring cases prior to a thorough and rigorous investigation. Now, having done so, the case has been brought.
Why now?
Well, as I just mentioned, we have had available to the office additional evidence that was not in the office's possession prior to my time here. The basis for business integrity and a well-functioning business marketplace is true and accurate record keeping. That's the charge that's brought here, falsifying New York State business records.
Yes, if we can get record keeping under control, it'll be okay to work the streets. Will Bragg's case set a precedent for more political prosecutions?
Let's bring in Bret Baier, anchor and executive editor of Special Report and Fox News chief political anchor. Good morning, Bret.
Good morning.
Good morning. So he says they have additional evidence, but the second crime, when you read this, is not listed. How did Trump's attorneys prepare for this? And how is this a felony without a second crime?
I think this is a really great point. And if you listen to legal experts on every ideological spectrum, they have a real problem with this. It's not listed in the indictment itself, the 34 counts. In order to get them from misdemeanors to felonies, there has to be another underlying crime. It is sort of like choose your own adventure for the jury, it seems, that you could choose the federal election crime. But that's a jump for a local DA to make that a federal charge. And then he mentions a state election law, and yet running for president is a federal office. And then he talks about avoiding taxes, that this was all done to help Michael Cohen on his tax returns and therefore falsifying state law tax records. You're going down in the weeds here, but to jump from a misdemeanor to a felony on 34 counts, that's what he's doing, and it's very vague, and there are a lot of people who have a problem with it.
Yeah, no kidding. So, I'm curious, because you're down in D.C. and you talk to all the people who are involved in politics. What is, this case obviously has skyrocketed Donald Trump's popularity in the Republican side. If the primary were held today, Donald Trump would walk away with it if held today. But, over the coming weeks and months, this story is going to fade. What is the strategy for the other people who are running for president right now to do something about this?
That's a great question. I don't think there is one. I mean, I think it's wait till the hurricane passes, because right now you are not breaking through. I mean, you are not getting through with any policy, any campaign wishes. It's just not happening because all of the oxygen in the room is going to the former president. When you have Senator Mitt Romney come out with a statement saying that I don't think that Donald Trump is fit for the office, but I do think this is a political prosecution. I've said the other day when Jeb Bush comes out and says something similar, and you have parts of the party who obviously have a problem with the former president defending him on this particular charge, that's a big moment. I also think it moves some people who weren't paying attention right now. It's early, but because they think that he is under attack unfairly, they start to say, hey, wait a second, maybe we should give him another look. So you look at those polls, they're only going up and the attention is only increasing.
So, Bret, think about this to build on what the opponents, maybe it's Tim Scott, maybe it's Mike Pence. We don't know, Mike Pompeo. If you think this case is going to blow over, it may. But what about the others? The Georgia case, the Mar-a-Lago case. And there's another side to that story. When the indictment comes, it's most likely going to come. Trump's got a point of view that's going to get a lot of support. So you have to figure out a strategy that's going to be able to be heard over the tumult of these cases.
Yeah, and I think, Brian, that the strategy eventually for some of these candidates will be, listen, we can't afford not to win, and we need a candidate that doesn't have chaos and all of this baggage. Now, that's probably a pitch that they're going to use. Some of these people are not in yet, and to get in this environment would be pretty tough. But you're already seeing, like, Asa Hutchinson talk about that. You're seeing others, Chris Christie, who's not in, but talking about that. I think that that's the playbook. Yeah. Whether it succeeds in this environment, we'll see.
Are you going to do your show tonight?
I think I am.
Okay, great.
There's a little bit of
Brett,
news
I was
this
thinking
week.
about you. My dad.
And by the-
my
Go
dad
ahead.
wrote me and said, "Oh, go ahead, Brett."
Oh, no. I want to hear about your
My dad
daughter.
wrote me and said he's heading to Augusta National right now, so he's excited about the Masters. I know
jealous.
you're a big golf fan. You gonna be watching
Now,
this weekend?
That's exactly what I was going to say. This is my Augusta National tie.
Oh.
And the Masters week starts this week. So it is a beautiful week. There's a lot of news to cover, but remember, it's Masters week.
Go have yourself a pimento cheese sandwich, and you'll be right in the spirit.
That's right.
Brett, will you do your whole show in a golf whisper as a salute, as
Maybe.
if you're
Jim
on the
Nance,
course?
as if you're Jim Nance.
Everyone will be like leaning in. Why is Brett whispering?
Maybe a
He
golf
wants
clap.
to be at the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Brett,
Nicely
thank
done.
you so
That's
much.
very nice.
I always think of you, Masters
We'll see
Week.
you.
Right.
And
Sure.
Easter. It's Easter as well this weekend. Thank you, Brett.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.